Well, My Hero Academia is officially over, and honestly, I liked the ending. Now, for the record, I'm only saying it's over because the name of the chapter is Epilogue, but until Horikoshi actually says it's over, there very well could still be another chapter. But regardless, let's talk about it, because in my opinion, it was still a really good chapter, and it was everything you'd expect from a My Hero Academia ending. We open up the chapter, and it's already been a couple of days since the last battle with Deku and Shigaraki and All for One. A reporter is telling everyone to be a little bit careful because the winds are still strong, and it turns out that the reason the winds are so strong is still because of Deku's punch on All for One. Yes, that same punch is still affecting the weather days later. And this is where we see one of the teachers named Cementos and other heroes from other countries helping rebuild buildings. They also go on to explain that a reconstruction of this size would have taken years before Quarks actually arrived. We then move into another setting where Bakugo is in the hospital and they're explaining that his arm is actually permanently damaged now. Surgery helped keep the shape of his arm, but it'd still be pretty much unusable. Even with therapy, it's not going to help. Bakugo says that he won't do that, one, because his quirk relies on the sweat actually accumulating in his hand and a robot arm can't do that, and two, the other reasons, because he believes that Deku doesn't have his quirk anymore. He also explains that he wouldn't even survive if it wasn't for Ed's shot, and the doctor's amazed that Bakugo was still able to battle in that condition regardless. We then flash into another room with Deku and All Might. Deku says that he can feel his arms again, but he's still sad that he couldn't save Shigaraki, that despite having his hatred healed from his heart, he still wanted to be the leader of the League of Villains until the very end. That's when All Might explains that he could sense that One For All was transferred over to Shigaraki, and that's why he thinks Shigaraki was able to feel his intentions. And just like All Might in the beginning of the series, Deku explains he still has small embers of One For All inside of him. And All Might believes that if Shigaraki was no longer crying inside of his soul like Deku saw, then that means that his heart was indeed saved. That's when Bakugo busts into the room and is surprised that Deku still has One For All embers inside of him. Because of this revelation, he starts to have flashbacks to when he used to bully Deku and also when they were collecting All Might and other hero cards together as kids. Bakugo then starts to cry, reflecting on everything that he's done to Deku in the past, and says despite all that, he still wants to continue to fight alongside Deku and train with him to become stronger. And All Might reassures him, saying that they have both grown significantly stronger and are vastly different people than the first day they met him. He then says that Deku became the greatest hero the moment he ran out to save Deku against the slime monster, and that Bakugo is also one of the greatest heroes to All Might because Bakugo saved All Might. Then the narrator explains that when Deku was a child, he thought whenever a battle was done, that everything was resolved. However, they show that Ochaka and Todoroki both clearly still have something going on with them, with Todoroki's back facing the panel and Ochaka just kind of looking off into the distance. Kinda hinting that there could still be either a continuation to My Hero Academia or maybe just a separate series. And with the last page showing Deku fully healed now, heading back to UA and saying that they still need to carve their future out together. That they need to go beyond. Yes, super cliche, super happy ending, and guess what? I loved every second of it.